Hey friends, welcome back. Okay, I'm like hyped up right now on this because I'm so excited to talk about this topic that we've got today. I'm like huffing. Whew, okay. So today we're going to talk about why. That's a big thing. Okay, because whenever you do anything, anything that matters, you should really always approach it with like the why first. Not the how, not the what, but the why. And that is something that you're really going to need to, dig into as you build your business and, decide what it is that you want to bring to the table, what you want your team to offer the world, why your team is going to benefit the world in some way, right? So like huge, like philosophical type thinking, which is cool. But okay, that's a little bit further down the road. Today, what I want to talk about is like why we're doing this business, just that aspect of it. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we choosing to look into the business? So, okay, you might already be familiar. This whole why thing, this whole concept is something that you're going to hear a lot about in the whole Young Living world, the whole network marketing world. And like, okay, I'll be honest, like, that was something that I really didn't like get for a while, it's like, what's your why? Oh, I'm like, what do you mean, like, we all have the same why. The why is to make money. Like, I mean, sorry, like that's, really it's like, okay, we have this amazing thing that we super believe in and we want to share with the world. And then also over here is like a crazy opportunity to get paid really well to do it. So like, there you go. Like, that's why, like, duh, we want to get paid. Like, so what I want you to do is look at it a little bit differently because, guess what? You can get paid, you can make good money doing like a million different things. I mean, like, maybe if the whole like famous horse trainer thing would have worked out for me, like, I don't know, maybe I'd be making more money than I am right now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure famous horse trainers make a lot of money. Or like whatever, like there's a lot of ways to make money. Okay. So why are we picking this? Like why bother? Okay. So let me I will warn you, this is something I get a little preachy about. I'm sorry in advance. The passion's going to come out. Okay. It's the passion of the Emily. Okay. That was weird. Okay. So let me just tell you a little bit about why this opportunity, that's a really overused word, but that is what it is like nothing else out there. Why it is worth running for and throwing all the hard work that you possibly can at it, okay? That's what I want to talk about. Why should we be doing this? Okay, I'll start out by saying that I will tell you right now that this is not for everyone. Sorry, I know that's kind of like awkward to say that, but it's not. Because while anyone can choose to do this and can make the choice to do what it takes to be successful, like if they are dedicated, like super, super dedicated to learning and relearning and keep on, learning and learning, dedicated to showing up consistently, dedicated to, seeing it through the long haul. It's a long game thing. And if you have to be dedicated to maintain the patience to like see it through, just dedicated to showing up and doing the things day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Like it is a year, that's what we're dealing with here. And so anyone can choose to do those things. Most people won't. Okay. So, sorry, again, like I'm gonna be real. There's a reason why there's a very small percentage of people who are Royal Crown or even Silver or even a Senior Star. There's a small percent of people that will do those things. Okay, so why? Because it's hard. It is hard. I'll tell you, we have a little saying in the Benefit household. It's like a little inside joke between Jay and I. And that is, they don't pay you $152,000 a month for nothing. So, I'm talking about, of course, look at the income chart, Royal Crown, $152K a month. Okay, like they don't just pay you that kind of money for nothing, right? So we just kind of remind ourselves that, like when things are tough, it's like, well, they don't pay you, they don't pay you $152,000 a month for nothing. Okay, yeah. So it is not, it's not easy. I'll tell you right now. I mean, okay, some things are easy. Some things about it are easy because they're fun and enjoyable, and that is something that we're going to focus on because we want things that you do to take action steps in your business, that path that you choose. We want that to be enjoyable for you and like, fuel your fire and make you like, just something that you love to do, so that you will stick with it and you will have that dedication and continue, along with it, because I do feel like that's an important aspect. Like you can't hate it. You know what I mean? So, we try to do the things that are a little more fun. But okay, it's just the grind of it all. Like the grit that it takes to keep going and all the behind the scenes stuff, that you have to do, to like actually really make a solid business out of it. I mean, that it's, it's one thing to be like, oh, look how fun, we're so fun. We're in our little club and we're doing our class and look at us. Yay, yay, yay. Isn't this awesome and fun? Which, yes, it is. But like, it's the stuff that leads to that point. It's all the little micro work and the grind. Like that is not sexy. Okay. So like that, it's all of that. You have to be willing to do. Oh, okay. All right. Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm going to get even more preachy as we go. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Now let me just say, okay, you do not have to have a goal of being, Royal Crown. That's fine. Like, that's great. Like, because enrolling people here and there, getting your oils paid for, like, sure, that is doable for like almost everyone. I mean, that's doable. That's not necessarily the grit and the grind and the hard, like most people can enroll people here and there. And okay, let me just say, if that is your goal right now, so, if your goal is to like get your orders paid for, okay, that is amazing. If your only motivation right now, is to get your products paid for, like, oh, okay, guess what? First of all, sister friend, you are in great shape because what that tells me is that, you believe in these products so much, like you are so into it, you love this stuff so much that like all you care about is that keeps coming to your doorstep, without like taking anything away from your budget, or even like, freeing up some of your budget, because you get your stuff from Young Living instead of Target now. If your motivation is just to keep getting those products that like you can't live without, and like, okay, say your goal is to get that 300 PV order because you're like, oh, like I would just live for, like, that is what I want, more than anything. Like I want to be able to have a 300 PV order like covered, and if that is your goal, if like you are motivated to simply get that, then you have like exactly the kind of heart and the kind of passion like for this company and for these products, like that it actually takes to sell people on it. Okay. Cause like you are so sold on it that, all you want is to get more of it. So you have to have that like first and foremost. Like you have to be like, all I want is to get this stuff, like, because that's what you love. And that's going to translate into like bigger things, you know, as you go, as you go along. And, you know, I'll tell you right now, like there are a lot of people that I know that, you know, maybe started out that way, like, you know, that's all they wanted for right now. But like, as you work at it and you develop a little bit more of a passion for the fact that you're, you know, this business is kind of a thing, like you're getting paid, you know, it's suddenly not just the products that you're like super amazed by, you know, maybe that is the point at which you kind of choose more for yourself. Like I said, I know a lot of people that are like gold, diamond, like, you know, platinum, whatever, that just started out wanting to get their kit paid for. They were like, man, I don't want to do like a business. Like, I just want this stuff, you know? And so the rest just kind of happened because their passion continued to grow. And they were like, well, now I have more to work for, you know? So, and they stuck it out and they put in the work, and, you know, the story ends that they're successful. So, that is a why for you right there. Like really think about that. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more details. Let's talk about residual income or passive income. So this is such a big reason as far as the why of it all, that like we all really need to super understand this very thoroughly to understand like why we are doing the business. It's so important. We are actually going to dive into this deeper in I think a couple days. Yeah, we're spending an entire other day on residual income. Like that's how important it is. But let me just like kind of cover the basics for now, because this is a super critical reason why we do what we do. So, okay, residual income. What am I even talking about? Residual income is an income that you work for one time, or you invest in one time, or you do something one time, you know, here, that will pay you back periodically, regularly, like from then on. So instead of like money equals amount of hours that I did to get, you know, that money, it's like you're setting something up that pays you without any more hours being put into that specific thing. So, okay, a perfect example of this, and this is something that I heard from Casey Jackson. She's a Crossline Platinum friend of mine, and I'm like obsessed with her these days. So sorry, I'm probably going to talk about her a lot. Okay, so she said, get this, you know the Mariah Carey song that all I want for Christmas is you, right? That like plays nonstop for like, you know, 6 weeks out of the year or whatever. Okay, so fun fact, Mariah Carey recorded that song in 1994. Okay, so she put in, I don't know how many hours it takes to record a song, like decades ago, right? Go ahead and guess how much money that she has earned from just that one song. It's $60 million, okay? She every year, I guess she earns like $2 or $3 million from like royalties from like all the radio stations and everything, the fact that the song's in movies and stuff like that, you know. So she only, you know, she's not coming out with a Christmas album every year to earn that $2 million. Like, it's because of that work that she did that one time. So, okay, but let me just stop you, okay, because like, please don't go thinking that the only people that earn residual income are like the Mariah Careys of the world, okay? Like, it's not just for pop stars. In fact, I'll just clarify that the majority of the income that we get at a certain point in the business, you know, for us, the vast majority of my paycheck is residual income. So it is based off of work that I did a while ago, and is, you know, I could put in 0 hours this month and it would still come. Okay. So, I mean, gosh, like that right there. I mean, it's just like the income that I continue to build today, the work that I can, you know, do today is going to continue to build for me as long as Young Living exists. And it's going to take care of my family, like even after I'm gone, which is mind blowing. And that is a thing we can talk more about. You can will your business to your kids. You can also set up trust funds for it's a whole thing. Like it's a really mind-blowing thing. So, Okay, but another way to think of this is like, okay, it's like being a landlord. So, say you had the cash to drop on like some rental properties. Okay, so let's think like a typical property, like an average property would bring in about like $200 to $400 a month in income, like rental income. That's just like the average. So let's think about a silver income. That's like $2,000 a month. Well, that's the equivalent of owning 5 houses. You know how much money it would cost to go buy 5 houses that you would get a rental check from every month? Like $1 million. Like, you know, on average, because like an average property is like 200,000. Not here in Portland, it would be like 3 times that. But still, okay. So like, doesn't that blow your mind? And I know that this is kind of like, I'm getting into numbers and weirdness and like it can seem a little complex. But, and like I said, we are going to get into more details of this later so that we can really, really understand. Because it is a hard thing to like wrap your mind around. You know, I just think like the whole, I do work, you give me money for work, and then I don't get money until I do more work, you know, mentality is like so ingrained like in the fabric of our society, that it is like a tough kind of thing to really grasp. So, I mean, like, really what it comes down to is that why this matters is that, you know, what residual income gives you is like time freedom. So like, not even just like, okay, we don't wake up to an alarm clock. We don't sit in traffic for 2 hours a day. We don't have to put our kids in daycare. We don't have to ask for time off or vacation time, or we can go to the zoo on a Tuesday because there's like no one there and it's not busy and doesn't scare us as much. Like, so it's not just that, but like actual freedom to like do with your time and energy what you like feel called to do. You know what I mean? Like what you want to do with your own resources that you have, rather than like what you have to do just to put food on the table, you know? So, I mean, I'll just say like, maybe Young Living isn't, you know, the end game for you. Maybe you have like big dreams to start like another type of business, or a nonprofit. That's something we're going to do. Or like some other purpose to your life. And I mean, like that is part of what Gary meant when he said like wellness, purpose, and abundance, like purpose. I mean, that's a huge part of it. You know, fulfilling your life's purpose, that, you know, that matters. But like, you don't have to turn into Mother Teresa. I mean, like, if right now it's like, I just want to travel the world, like, I want to have nice things. I mean, if that's your goal, like, that is not wrong. That is not wrong. Please don't mistake. What you do with your money is your choice, and no one gets to say if that's right or wrong. So I'll just leave that at that. Okay. So, you know, yeah, residual income is amazing. So why Young Living? Why? Because here's the thing: you can get residual income doing other things, okay, like investing in real estate, like we just talked about, or even other MLMs. I mean, let's go there, okay? You know, we're not the only one. This isn't the only way that you can earn an income, like working part-time that it turns residual. You can build residual income in other network marketing companies. Not as much. In literally every single case that I've seen, every single income disclosure, every single comp plan, and you know, I like to research things. I looked at all of them, and that no one comes close. I mean, I'll just say that, like, no one even. First of all, no other company has, well, I mean, there's a couple that have been around a long time, but no, it's not on par, because the vast majority, you know, of these companies, like, do not have a quarter-century track record of being the leader in their industry, okay? Like, we are the largest essential oil company in the world. We're also the original one. You know, no other company, most network marketing companies are out of business in 5 years. That's the statistic on that. So the fact that we have 5 times that amount of even existing at all, let alone continuing to grow on an exponential scale and turn into a multi-billion-dollar company that started at a tiny little farm in Idaho, like no one else can say that. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. Oh, actually, speaking of that, if we're gonna talk about our actual products, if we're talking essential oils, let me just say, hopefully you have a very good understanding of why literally no company even touches us, just in that aspect. I'll just say, I think it's an important part of your job right now to really truly study and understand what seed to seal means. Okay, well, actually, what you really need to do, sorry, I told you I was going to preach, is go to a farm, go to a Young Living farm. How about you shake hands with the guy who spends 8 hours a day hand picking the weeds from the fields of the farm that grows the stuff that keeps your family healthy? How about you meet him? Or all of them, there's a lot. Or how about you talk to the scientist who goes out into the forest every day with his little axe, and he takes little samples of trees so that he can bring them back to his lab where he works full time and figure out and analyze all the little samples and figure out which trees out in our big magical forest are the best ones that are going to give us the highest benefits for our freaking balsam fir oil. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm dead serious. Please go to a farm, as soon as you possibly can. Okay, that is that guy's full-time job. And, okay, do you want to know how many full-time scientists that the Walmart essential oil company, has on their staff? Do you think they have even one? No. Do you want, you guys, I'm sorry. Do you know how many Young Living has? How many full-time scientists that do things like that? Hundreds. Hundreds is the answer to that. Hundreds. You guys, we can and should spend all day on this, but I'll move on because, oh my God, you guys, this is going to be a long video. I'm sorry, but this is important stuff. Okay. Now another little hypothetical for you. Okay. All right, take a second. I want you to imagine if all of your friends, all of your family, pretty much everyone you know, imagine if they all bought their toothpaste from you. Just their toothpaste. Everyone you know. And also all the people that they know. So people, their friends and their other family. They all buy their toothpaste from you. That'd be a pretty sweet gig, right? Okay. What if they also bought their dish soap from you, and their laundry detergent, and their makeup, and everything in their medicine cabinet, their skincare products, their deodorant, their shampoo, their cleaning products, their vitamins and supplements. I could go on. So, okay, all the stuff that they already need to buy, and they don't buy it at Target anymore. They buy it from your store. People start entire businesses just selling toothpaste. You can go to the toothpaste.com or whatever, Susie's toothpaste company, and Susie's running an entire business just selling toothpaste. One thing. Or deodorant, or laundry detergent, whatever. There's tons of companies that only offer one thing. Okay, imagine if all of their customers were buying everything from their store, from them instead. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, now, here's the kicker. Okay, what if you, I'm sorry, this is I told you I was going to get a little intense. What if you could offer your customers 25% back on on everything that they buy. All of those things all over their house. Like you can give them 25% back. And what if you could also, I'm gonna have to like re-record this. Oh my God. Okay. What if you could also offer them hundreds of dollars in free products, like on top of that, every month? So like, okay, say they order $300, they spend like $300, and you give them about $200 worth of free stuff, like added on, just like no charge, no extra charge for that, and that's in addition to the 10 or 20 or 25% off. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Okay. All right. So what if they only spend $50 at your store instead of at Target or Walmart? And they're going to get at least 10% back, and then a few months later 20% back, and then 25. And also every 3 months, no matter what, like they get a little free gift. Just free. And this is on stuff again that they're already buying. And I mean, and like, okay, hello, like first of all, the quality of the stuff that they're buying like isn't anywhere near what they're now getting with their 25% back, as far as like, the safety and the purity and the quality and like how non-toxicness, obviously doesn't even touch what we have. Like, okay, who wouldn't do this? Like, who would not want this whole thing, right? Okay, well, I mean, and let's talk about even, especially like when they realize, for even all these things that maybe they weren't using before, like, okay, maybe they never had a super antioxidant juice that, supplement before, but then they realize, like, weird, well, I keep drinking this and then I don't get sick, so don't you think they're going to want to keep buying that thing? Yeah. So, okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, like, honestly, it is comical. It is comical how good we have it. Like, it is like, how is this it's real life? Like, okay, I mean, all right, let's just touch on like the fact that, okay, you also don't have to all your e-commerce is built in. You don't have to deal with customer service. There's all those promotions that you don't have to pay for. It doesn't come out of your check, and how about this? Like, how much it costs to like start a typical business, like, gosh, like you can't start, even you can't even start a food truck without a $50,000, like easily. Like I'm just thinking in Portland, we have a food truck on every corner. You have to have tens of thousands of dollars to start that. And with Young Living, there is like, okay, there's basically zero cost because you're getting your starter kit that entitles you to the membership in the business for yourself. Like it's not inventory. Like I could tell you, maybe that's a story for another day. I bought a kit one time of like starting a business and it was not for stuff for me. It was from a direct sales company. Okay. I mean, yeah, like compare that to having to buy $5,000 worth of leggings to put in your garage so you can like have to package them up and list them on Facebook and like, oh my, there's a reason why all those people aren't doing that anymore. Weird, but we here. So, okay. All right. Let me geez, you guys, I'm sorry. This is going to be a long one, but this is like important stuff. Okay. I also want to talk, okay, we've talked about the why. Why this? Why are we choosing this? Why are we picking this over other things? But something that really comes up, especially when you're new, is like, well, why not? Why shouldn't you do it? Like, why is this maybe not for you? And, so like, I want to know like, what's your why not? Like, okay, like these are like excuses kind of that like every single one of us makes as far as like why it's probably not going to work for me. Oh, it works for her, but like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? So like for me, it was basically, you can probably guess because it's an MLM. And in my mind, I was like, well, everyone hates MLMs. How am I going to associate myself with that? Like, hell no, like that was where my line in the sand was drawn. I was, extremely against that, but like, and even, okay, more on like a personal level, it was kind of like, well, I don't have that type of personality. you know, I'm a hermit. I'm an introvert. I like to hide in a cave. Like, I am not the type of person who would be good at, like, selling products, you know, because, like, you know, you just don't really know what it's actually really all about. You know, a lot of people say things like, you know, well, my friends don't have any money. I don't want to sell to them. Like, or, oh, everyone I know already uses oils or what, like, okay, BS. Like, no, they don't. Pull out your phone. I'll show you like 300 people that don't. More than that. So what are those things that like you might tell yourself as far as like, you know, what are the reasons why, you know, that these people could succeed because they have, you know, X, Y, and Z, but like, that's not me. Like, what are those things for you? I think it's important to, label those and address them and think about it. You know, maybe you're afraid, like you see all these people like, oh, well, it seems like everyone who does this, like they have a big social media following. I don't have that. Or, you know, or yeah, you feel like you're too introverted or whatever. Here's the thing. I can 1,000% guarantee that whatever it is that you're coming up with in your mind right now, it's like your thing. You're like, well, I'm this way and I don't know. I didn't. Okay. There are dozens of people who are like very successful, you know, in Young Living that are, you know, high rankers that had your exact same thing. At one point thought the same thing that you did. Okay. But they overcame it. Maybe they figured out how to use those things to their advantage. Hello, you can do so many things in this business, like, you know, because of your introverted nature you can actually use that to your advantage. Like, if you frame it in a different way, you actually pick apart what are the strengths within me that like make me that way and decide like where to put that energy, you know? So, I just want to like, let you know that like you are not, you know, an island. Like you are not the only person that's ever thought that thing. And you know, you are not excluded. You are not excluded from the chance to be successful. You are not excluded from, you know, the people on this team that are with you, that are, you know, working alongside you. Like just because you aren't exactly the way that they are, like that does not, please don't think that way, because I promise you, you have very unique and very valuable things to offer. And we are going to help you really hammer into what those are for you, because yeah, that matters. But really, you guys, like right now, you are simply committing to learning how this works. Okay. That's why we're doing this mentorship. That's why we are going through everything that you're going to need to know to get off on the right foot and actually like make this work for you. And you know, as you learn more, like you start making decisions. Because here's the thing, like you are the only one that gets to decide what kind of a role that Young Living is going to play in your life, in your story, and you get to decide that for yourself. Okay. No one's going to do it for you. So what I really encourage you to do is, for now, commit to learning how this works, how it actually works, like why this is a smart model, like what it takes to succeed. Because like, spoiler alert, it does not take 1 million followers on Instagram to succeed. I will tell you that right now, for it to, you know, for this to work for you. So when you can commit to learn and figuring out, you know, how exactly to make this work, and you're putting yourself in a position of like, at least doing yourself the favor of taking the first steps now, instead of sitting back and like wondering and thinking like, why, like I can't do this, you know, because that is not going to serve you. Learn how you actually can be. If you are choosing to do this, choosing to learn, you will figure out how you actually can make it work. And then you get to decide how much time and effort and, you know, that you are going to put into it. Because as long as you just at least start, like that is going to serve you. Really, you guys, like the last thing I want for you is to have the regret of not starting sooner. I will leave you with this. I'll tell you that, you know, when I first joined, people in my network, were getting like swooped up, like freaking like supplies at Costco during a power outage. Like it was insane. Like everyone was joining teams. And I was sitting back, still skeptical, still thinking that people hate MLMs and that I was going to be hated too if I like jumped into this. And you got, okay, there were people that I was friends with, that I was actually close with, that jumped on board someone else's team. You know, they got swooped at Costco. And those, quite a few of those people, my colleagues at the time, my friends, ended up growing big teams under someone else. Ouch. So, you know, I'll tell you that, you know, if I just would have said yes, and just put one foot in front of the other, like honestly, even 5 or 6 months prior to when I did, like, I mean, I hate to be like, well, you know, Debbie Downer here, but like, honestly, I would honestly probably be about 2 ranks higher than I am currently if I had their teams under me instead of under someone else. Just putting it out there, because I didn't say yes fast enough. And that's just my reality. I'm not, you know, it's not that I'm not grateful. Like, I mean, my life is almost unbelievable because of Young Living, and I'm sure I'm gonna cry about that later. But like, you bet your ass I wish I would have said yes sooner. Absolutely. Yep. If I could change only one thing, that would be it. Sorry, I said ass. Bum. Sorry. Okay, so you guys, let's chat more. I really can't wait to talk about all the details of this with you, because like I said, it's a big thing. Sorry I preached. A little bit preach. Okay. Just like to take you to church with me every now and then. I love you guys so freaking fragging much. So, I'll see you tomorrow again, and we'll be talking throughout this. Okay. I love you. All right. Bye.